This is Tough for Glory, episode 109. We are about 24 hours away from one of the saddest moments in wrestling. But before we get into the topic of our video, I want to give another special shout out and thank you so much to Bunny Mallow for showing up today in Tough for Glory for that special fun interview. It was the first of hopefully many future interviews with other wrestlers in the future. But before we get into the video, time for introductions. I'm Enigma V4.
I'm Smooth.
And this is Tough for Glory, episode 109. Top 5 Scott Hall matches. Rest in peace, Scott Hall.
Yeah,
Before we get into it, Smooth, if you want to talk about what went down yesterday?
Yeah, man, it was just a crazy day for the wrestling world. We lost a legend in Scott Hall, Razer Ramon, and you guys, either or.
Yeah, either or.
Yeah, such an inspiring, freaking great wrestler, man. It's crazy. I still can't believe he was taken so young from this world. 62 years old, right?
Yes, I think 62 years old is like your prime getting old.
Yeah. I look at that like a young age to me. I mean, it's not that young, but to me, it's still kind of young.
To me,
it's just sad, you know. A legend.
To me, it's like, oh, you just started getting old. 60s and 70s and 80s is like you just started.
Mm-hmm. You just started,
you know. He was at the good young years.
Yeah. Dude, it was just a shocker when I honestly read it. I think I was on the phone with you actually, Enigma, right?
Yeah, we were on the phone talking about it, and we were like, dude, it's so great that Scott Hall, you know, he's have feelings. He has feeling in his heart, like his heart's still beating after being taken off of life support. And I remember it being so clear at 4 and around 54, I was down, like, oh my God, we're gonna lose Scott Hall. It's too soon, we can't lose him. And then at 3:58, then the news broke. Oh, his heart's still beating. And for the following 4 hours, I was able to do the interview with Bunny Malo. Again, thank you so much. I had hope that, Scott Hall would make it through. And then, what was it?
It was just crazy. I think Monday Night Raw broke the news.
Yeah, Monday Night Raw broke the news. It was like 8:03, and one of my friends had texted me like Scott Hall died, and I said, no, he didn't, dude. He got taken off of life support and like his heart's still beating, and then just scrolling through Twitter, scrolling through Google, going on the WWE website, just everything in under 2 minutes, only to find out that we did lose Scott Hall.
Yeah, so we want to dedicate today's episode to Scott Hall, the bad guy, one of the greatest wrestlers of all time. Honestly, Enigma, we could put him in the category. It was one of the greatest superstars to never win a major world champion in any company he was in.
To me, I think Scott Hall is definitely top 3 of that list.
Yeah, definitely. We got guys like Scott Hall, guys like Mr. Perfect, guys like who would you put on a list?
That never won like a major title?
Yeah. Like before retiring or like passing away.
Like passing away. Honestly, I would put Brody Lee in that category because him in AEW, I did see him winning the world title at least like the following year.
Yeah, but would you put him in the top 3 list? I mean, he does belong in that category.
Top 3. Oh, no. I would put him like top 20, top 10.
Yeah. Like Owen Hart is another one.
Oh, Owen Hart, definitely.
Yeah. You got guys like Rick Rude. A lot of names.
Rick Rude never won?
Yeah, he's never won. He was in the Intercontinental title.
Oh, wait, is Mr. Perfect one of them too?
Yeah, he is. I just said it, yeah.
Oh, okay.
He's another one who's never won. So, yeah, but that's the thing. With Scott Hall, you didn't really need him to be a world title holder because he made that Intercontinental title so prestigious back in his time. He was one of the pillar, guys. Would you consider him one of the guys to make who kind of, put the Intercontinental title on the map, right?
Oh, hell yeah. Like, whenever I think of, if it's not, this generation of IC champions, back then, people I think of with the Intercontinental Championship would be people like Razor Ramon. People like the Honky Tonk Man. People like even like Stone
Mr.
Cold Steve
Perfect.
Austin, The Rock,
Yeah, a lot
Mr.
of
Perfect.
legendary names. The guys like Eddie Guerrero, a lot of them. Chris Benoit.
Like all those guys. But like Razor Ramon is definitely like top 3 reasons why like I love the Intercontinental Championship growing up.
And even though me and Enigma are like young, I have enough history and enough like I did enough research and stuff to go back and look at his great moments before he even died. So I
Oh
definitely
hell
am
yeah.
engaged and I know about a lot about him, you know. But anything you want to say, like before we get into our top 5 matches?
All I gotta say is rest in peace, Scott Hall. You will be missed.
Gone but never forgotten, man. Legends live forever.
Forever the
Scott Hall is
bad guy.
definitely a legend. Forever the bad guy. All right, so Enigma,
But
let's get into the list.
all right. By the way, guys, unlike most lists, this one is unorganized. This is just like 5 Scott Hall matches that like me and Young Smooth agreed on. So there's no exact order. You got well, actually, the number
Yeah.
one is number one because they have no order.
There's gonna be 5
But
matches and one moment that's gonna bring brought up in this video.
yeah,
I think a lot of you guys know, but we're gonna get to that when we get to it. So you want to start off the first match, Enigma?
yeah. I want to start off with Scott Hall versus Jeff Hardy. For you guys that don't remember that.
Give a little detail into that because there was a match. This was a match that you brought up to me that I don't really remember too much.
So I am like top 5, top 3, like biggest Hardy fan since like the age of 7. And I purchased the Matt Hardy, Jeff Hardy My Life DVD. And seeing how Jeff got into the WWE, like he actually got into a WWE ring, was he lied about his age. And Lord and behold, his first match was against Scott Hall and Razor Ramon.
Oh yeah, he was
And
16, right?
yeah, he was 16. Scott Hall beat up a minor.
Welcome to the business.
Yeah. So it was like a funny moment for me to think, oh, my top 3 favorite wrestlers history started here against Razor Ramon.
Yeah, and I think Jeff had a match before that, right? That kind of made him not want to continue wrestling. But then when he saw Scott Hall, huh?
Yeah, it was like he was like very like flipping between like what he wants to do with like his career path, and then I forgot what match it was that like swayed him towards wrestling completely.
It was 1-2-3 Kid. He saw how he put over the 1-2-3 Kid. I remember watching the interview and Jeff was talking about it. He just saw how Scott Hall put over the 1-2-3 Kid.
Yeah, made him look like a star in a way.
Yeah, and it kind of made him like get his confidence back because he even admitted it that he didn't want to, continue wrestling at one point. After I forgot what match it was. It was one match, and he was like, you know what? I think this is not what I want to do anymore. At a young age, you're confused, and one day you wake up feeling this, the next day you feel that.
Yeah,
and it's just
and
great
then,
to see that Scott Hall did something for him, like to put the love in him.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on that? On Scott Hall, Scott Hall trusting Jeff at such a young age.
Honestly, that's like one of my best feelings to look at like Scott Hall and tell myself like almost in a sense there would be no Jeff Hardy without Scott Hall.
Yeah, there literally won't be Jeff Hardy without Scott Hall. He's a big reason of why Jeff found the love again.
Yes, just I'm always gonna be happy to like look at Scott Hall and be like, my favorite wrestler's first match was against you. The love he found for the business again was because of you. The match that I love with my entire heart, my favorite does that match, but as much as Jeff is my favorite, when I think of the ladder match in a one-on-one sense, I think of Razor Ramon.
Yeah, exactly. Razer Ramon has such an impact in his business. And it's kind of why, well, it's not kind of, it's going to be why he's going to be missed so much in his wrestling business. And why it's such a big deal.
Yeah.
That his passing has happened. It's sad, but yeah, is that what you got for this match?
Yeah, honestly.
Okay, let's get into the next one.
Next match is Razer Ramon versus the Icon Sting. So for this match, I was a huge Sting fan because I remember watching him in like TNA. So I would go back and be like, oh, what has Sting done in his life? Or like, who is Sting? And
Because
then
you see that he has like this legendary impact, right?
yeah, and like I hear like the like this legend, this myth of, oh yeah, Sting is this guy that like he didn't go to WWE. He went down with the ship of WCW, and I'm like, oh, I've heard of WCW, so I like, what did he do there? And one of the matches I saw was Scott Hall versus Sting, and I was like, oh, this is Sting. Sting is pretty cool. And then again, like I was off and on with Scott Hall, like his career, so I didn't have like a much like a grand idea of like who it is or who he is.
Yeah, because of our age, you know, we didn't really grow up on the '90s.
Yeah,
and stuff like that. So we had to do our own research a little bit, right?
yeah. Well, actually, this match is basically Sting and Lex Luger versus Scott Hall and Kevin Nash. But I kind of want to just focus on Sting and Scott Hall because they had such great chemistry in the ring.
Chemistry.
And Sting in WCW was basically like, very stoic, very quiet, doesn't talk, he was basically the Undertaker.
Basically, similar version to the Undertaker.
Yeah, so to just see Sting and Scott Hall have a lot of chemistry in the ring, especially because I believe like they're in the 20s and 30s in these matches.
Mm-hmm. So we got to see a lot of prime Sting and a lot of prime Scott Hall.
And also, this promo on Scott Hall addressing Sting in WCW Thunder in 1998. Mm-hmm. I'm not a big fan of like WCW promos because they feel so extremely scripted. But Scott Hall made any promo, especially this promo on Sting, feel so realistic. Like I understand like there was NWO OG and then there was NWO Wolfpack.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Scott Hall like made every like conversation with Sting feel real. Like it wasn't like two characters, it felt like two guys that's genuinely saying words that were meant from the heart.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing about Scott Hall. A lot of his promos, if you look back in his career, Enigma, were, I think, off the chest. I think he was one of the guys that they actually allowed him freedom to not completely go off the script with the creativity in terms of his mic skills.
Yeah.
But I think he was one of them who they at least trusted to go past, to go by them with his own creativity and his own promos, you know?
Yeah,
like one of those guys.
Yeah, it wasn't like, all right, so you can completely say this, but you can't like go completely off the script and things like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
but
that was one thing I've always loved about Scott Hall. When he used to cut promos and whenever he was like talking about a certain wrestler, you always felt his energy and his genuineness, you know?
Yeah.
Always felt real.
Like Scott Hall felt so real. Like he wasn't bullshitting you. Like this is a genuine person. Like Scott Hall felt like a person I would run into in the streets.
Yeah, exactly.
Cash
money. Rest in peace.
But honestly, wait. Sorry, what was that?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Yeah. About that X thing. I didn't really watch that match too much, huh?
Mm-hmm.
So I can't really comment. So like, yeah.
Oh no, I watched a couple matches, and the reason why like I say like matches like that, like that's just who I am for like certain matches. Like even if it's like a tag match, if two people have like really good chemistry, I say that person versus that person, even though it's a tag match.
Yeah. We
But
just go based
I'm
on the
surprised we never
chemistry
got
and
like
the
Sting
spots they
versus
had,
Scott
right?
Hall though. Yeah, like I'm surprised like we
Right? I
didn't
don't
get
like
like
one
Scott
wrong.
versus Sting.
Yeah, exactly. I'm surprised too, but hey, still legends. Still both are legends. Sting one is
Yeah.
going still today, which is crazy to think about, right?
Oh, dude, it is always gonna be crazy.
But yeah, that's definitely a match on the list, guys. Next match?
Give me a sec. Okay, so next match is you brought this up earlier. Scott Hall versus the 1-2-3 Kid.
Yeah, dude. Razor Ramon at the time, he was one of the badass characters that everybody looked at. He had like this Cuban accent. He had like the toothpick thingy, right? A
Yeah,
pick in
the
his
hey
mouth,
yo
right?
throws toothpick.
And yeah, that,
Uh,
and he was just a bad guy, but on the TV screen. But he always wanted to put over the younger talent. Always wanted to make you better as a wrestler. That's one thing I think Razor Ramon and Scott Hall was very underrated for. Would you agree?
yeah, like you don't see that a lot where it's like someone like genuinely wants to just come in and talk and just like, dude, rest in not rest in peace. Sorry, I was reading Cash Money's comment.
Mm-hmm.
Just like, oh yeah, let me work with that guy. I really want to put him over.
Mm-hmm. And think about it, guys. For those of you who don't know, 1-3 Kid is X Pac, well, however you want to say it.
Yeah,
Um, from the Generation X in the '90s, he really put X-Pac on the map. For what he did for him and that match
yeah.
and Monday Night Raw, it was an episode of Raw,
Mm-hmm.
and he put him over. Actually, he actually won the match. 1-3 Kid
Yeah,
actually
he
won the
put him
match.
over. And I remember watching this match actually this morning, and it was
Mm.
like just Scott Hall was dominating about 90% of the match. And it's like,
Mm-hmm.
Scott Hall's a big dude, so it's not like, dude, this is some BS. I wouldn't be able to believe that. It was like Scott Hall was beating him, and then wait, was it by roll up he won?
Yeah, he won by roll up. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like he won by
But it was
roll
like
up,
a
and it's like,
different version of roll up.
yeah, like it was like a shock that I'm like, whoa, did he just pin me?
Yeah, and I remember that being such a big moment because in the '90s, back in the days, you rarely saw things like that. Whenever you saw a big name like Scott Hall or back in the day like a Ric Flair, a Hulk Hogan, or like Undertaker, or the top guys, you never really seen them like put over somebody who was new like that.
Yeah,
So for Scott Hall to do something like that, for Razor Ramon to do something like that, for somebody like the 1-2-3 Kid, I think was such a huge moment for his career, if you ask me. And
yeah,
it
because
probably made him who he is today.
what was that?
It probably made him into the wrestler he is today. A
Yeah,
moment
like
like
I,
that.
I do think like X Pac, I do think like X Pac 1-2-3 Kid, whatever like we want to go him by, got
Mm.
elevated after that match.
Yeah. It made people already liked him, but they didn't nobody was taking him serious until he beat Scott Hall. Like, oh shit. He actually beat Razor Ramon, a big name. And it was on an
Like
episode of Raws.
like to me that was huge
Yeah. It's
because
not
I
many
I,
genuine guys who are willing to do that.
I remember like back in 2005 6 I was very used to like the muscular guy winning and all that.
Mm-hmm.
So my grandma, she was like very old school. She actually had like WCW and WWE tapes. For you
Yeah.
guys that don't know, the VHSs.
We don't know
So
you too young
I
to be watching this show.
so I do know like a couple. I know from like 1997, no 1996 and 99 matches of WCW, and I remember watching like a Scott Hall match and seeing him versus 1-2-3 Kid and going, oh, if I can imagine like Paul London being squashed by Batista, then obviously this Razor Ramon guy is gonna beat this scrawny 1-2-3 Kid. And then to
Yeah,
see the
it's
one two
something
three
you would
kid, I was
not
like, holy
expect.
shit.
Exactly. And in the moment, I love the way he sold it too. He sold it like as a shock. Like, what? Did I really just lose this match? Like,
It's not a roll up, but it's like the way he pinned him. Like I know he hits a moonsault and then he like double hooks the legs.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It was like a different version of like a roll up.
like a shock pin. I'll call it that. It's a shock pin.
Yeah, a shock pin. Yeah, there you go. It's a shock pin. There
Because
you go.
I remember like Jeff on one of his matches, like it was a return match. It was a return match, and he faced Umaga, and then he hit Whisper in the Wind, and it was like 1, 2, 3. And like Umaga gets up fast, he's like shocked and everything. It was like that.
Yeah, shock pin. But it was just something like that. Speaks to the character and the kind of wrestler and the kind of individual Razer Ramon and Scott Hall was, to do something like that for such a young guy at the time.
Dude, definitely. Scott Hall is one of many guys that just you wouldn't think like, oh yeah, I definitely think he's not putting over XYZ like that person or that person.
Exactly. I know, because you see the gimmick, you see the nickname, you see the words he uses. People would think he's generally that guy, but in backstage, people who personally know him, from what I heard, he wasn't that guy. He was actually a very nice guy. Somebody who cared about the business.
So there will never be another Scott Hall.
Exactly. What they call it now, like, it's giving it the rub. He gave him the rub.
Yeah. He would give the 1, 2, 3 kid the rub.
Exactly. But like I think I said earlier, there would never be another Scott Hall. Next match, you want to get to that match, or you want to continue talking about this match?
Yeah, just Scott Hall is a great individual. That's all I got to say.
Yeah, definitely. And the X-Pac, I guarantee you ask him, this was definitely a moment that kind of put in the position yesterday. Definitely would say that.
Oh, no, definitely. I cannot disagree with that at all. Next is actually
Good night, thanks for coming.
A match I didn't think. Yes.
BMO boy says can't stay. Sadly, I've been sick, so I'm gonna go to bed.
It's okay, man. Just thanks for stopping by, brother.
And I hope you feel better, man.
Yeah, man. Hope you feel better. But next match is actually Scott Hall versus The Rock.
Dwayne?
Yes, Dwayne The Rock Johnson. This match was I'm not gonna lie, I did not care about anyone that fought The Rock up until it was Hulk Hogan. And then, like, for me, I enjoy who Kevin Nash is. I enjoy who he is every second of every day. And like,
Hello?
Sorry about that. But I was saying that I enjoy like who Scott Hall is as a person, and not Scott Hall, Kevin Nash as a person and everything. And like I saw Scott Hall, not Scott. Fuck, I saw like Kevin Nash do like a match or a segment with The Rock, and like I didn't bat an eye because Nash is like my default big man. It's like whatever, cool.
Yeah.
But when Scott Hall and The Rock got in the ring on SmackDown in 2002, not 2002. Yeah, it was 2002. Mm-hmm. Again, I'm like using some like old VHS tapes.
Yeah, it's cool. We're not gonna get everything right, but at least we got the match in our memory.
Yeah, so I remember seeing like that match, and again, my only thought was, no match matters unless it's Hulk. But Scott Hall showed me like, oh yeah, this is the bad guy. This is Scott Hall. This is the top guy named, the top mid-carder, the never world champion, but he should have been
world championship material.
Yeah, like to me it was like, well, Rock is good, and Razor's holding his own, so give me Scott Hall for the world title. Like Scott Hall versus The Rock actually made me want The Rock to win the world title, and Scott Hall take it off of him.
Yeah, but if you got
like, I love watching the NW.
It just showed you that he can hang with like the higher upper talent.
Like one of my favorite spots is watching the NWO beat up The Rock, and then out of nowhere, Scott Hall pushes him back in the ring, feet on the ropes. So it's like, although my group just beat you up, just to make sure I'm gonna put my feet on the ropes, showing like the bad guy.
And those are the kind of things that we all loved about Scott Hall, you know? Those kind of stuff that you see like that.
Yeah.
Moments like that, you know? Proving to us that he is the bad guy. But I think a lot about this match, Enigma.
Yeah.
A lot about this match is that I lost my train of thought. Shit. Hold on, guys.
Yeah. Take your time, man. We're on
A
the air for
lot
25.
from this match. A lot from this match made me realize, really, that Scott Hall, like, he was a glorified mid carder, but deserved to be in the main event picture, you know. Putting him up at the time. Like, think about the year you said, 2002. That was when the Rock was definitely on top of the WWE at that time.
Yeah, he was. Smooth, you there?
Hold on. Yeah, my fault. Sorry, guys. Yeah,
But
so
yeah, like,
at that time, I was
like, Rock is on top. Stone Cold's on top. Hulk Hogan's like on his final year, I guess.
at that time, Hulk was already old.
Yeah.
But we had guys like Kurt Angle. Like, new names were coming in at that time that was making a name for themselves.
Yeah, I wish that like Scott Hall was at least like a one-time world champion.
Yeah, it would have been such a great moment. He deserved it. But at the time, think about this, and then what? He made the Intercontinental Champion so prestigious, he kind of didn't need the world title at the time. Because of him and Shawn Michaels, the Intercontinental title was main eventing pay-per-views. Him and Shawn Michaels, when I think of IC title, I think of them because they are the ones who really, really, truly put prestige into that title.
Actually, all right. So since we're already bringing it up, do you want to like skim to the next match?
Yeah, we can go to the next match.
All right. So because this isn't like a pay-per-view, since this is like the last thing on the list, want to thank everyone that's right now been joining us. BMO, again, hope you feel better. Cash Money, always great to have you. If you guys haven't already, you guys can follow us on our socials.
Yeah. Also, guys, don't forget to drop a like and drop a sub.
Yeah, always remember, guys, drop a like, drop a sub. Always appreciate every minute of your time. You can follow us on our Twitters at YoungSmoothTFG. You can follow me at my _V4_. My Instagram is just _V4. We have a Discord. We're hoping that you guys can join eventually. I have a TikTok as well, guys. I'm very active. I posted a tribute to Scott Hall as well.
Speaking of TikTok, Enigma, I want to announce this with all of my fans and all of our fans. Pretty soon, Young Smooth is going to join the TikTok world and promote a lot of wrestling. So I want to announce this pretty soon, not now, but pretty soon. I'm thinking about joining TikTok, guys, as well.
Yeah, be a part of the wrestling community. We're going to be growing more people. I'll be posting clips. Young Smooth will be posting clips. So, just keep joining us. Help us grow even more.
Yeah, and if you guys have your own favorite Scott Hall, Razer Ramon moments, drop it down in the comments. We'd like to hear it.
All right, but time to get into the match. The number one spot, the greatest Razer Ramon, Scott Hall, Shawn Michaels match. Singles ladder match.
Oh, man.
In history. Razer Ramon versus Shawn Michaels for both the Intercontinental Championships.
At WrestleMania 10.
At WrestleMania 10. Sorry about that.
Because I think they had a rematch at SummerSlam, but it wasn't as good as the WrestleMania match.
Yeah.
But Enigma, I want to start this one off, actually.
All right.
When you think about ladder matches, for those of you who don't know and haven't watched this match, I suggest you guys go watch it. That's number one. But when you think about ladder matches, in terms of one-on-one matches, and for me, ladder matches, period, because I actually started watching wrestling in 2002 before I think ladder matches were even like that much of a thing outside of the Edge, Christian, and stuff like that, and the Hardys. But outside of that, I've never really seen a great
one-on-one
singles
ladder
ladder
match.
match. Yeah. But I remember being a kid one day, and I remember watching it. I bought this DVD. It was like the greatest matches of the Intercontinental titles, something like that. The
Yeah,
greatest Intercontinental Championship matches. And I remember it being on the DVD, and I was just like, oh, Shawn Michaels is in it. Razer Ramon is in it, so let me just watch it. And I can tell you this, and I was watching it on the edge of my seat from beginning to start. And it's one of the greatest matches you guys will ever see. And to me, it's the best Intercontinental Championship match in terms of ladder match ever, if you ask me.
Yeah, honestly,
I
like the ladder matches. Well, actually, I have like a similar story to like how I found out that match. I went to the store near me and bought like this ladder match DVD. It's like greatest ladder matches of all time, and I thought, okay, what let's see what are like the best ladder matches out there, and then I saw like the basics, like the regular Hardys and Edge and Christian, the Dudleys, like all that. Um, Jeff versus Carlito, Jeff versus Johnny Nitro, and then I saw Shawn Michaels versus Razor Ramon for the Intercontinental Championship. So I will agree with you that this is without a doubt the greatest Intercontinental Championship match, the greatest ladder match, one-on-one wise. I also want to say this. I also want to say this, that Scott Hall and Shawn Michaels also kickstarted a revolution for ladder matches. Not a revolution, a trend. I will say that this trend is very tiresome, but every time there's a double champ of sorts,
like we just seen one recently with AEW, which was really good with Cody Rhodes and Sammy Guevara.
Yeah, like we've seen that. We've seen Santos Escobar and Jordan Devlin on an NXT for both cruiserweight titles. We've seen Sami Zayn and AJ Styles and Jeff Hardy for the Intercontinental Championships. And I don't think people would have like done that if it weren't for Shawn Michaels and Razor Ramon doing it for the first time.
Exactly. Shawn Michaels and Razor Ramon started something that night that will truly never be forgotten. And even when we're gone, it will still be talked about. So, like, will still be talked about.
Oh yeah, like it's
like gonna live on forever.
Like myself and Young Smooth, we didn't grow up with Scott Hall, but Scott Hall had such an impact on the business that we ended up learning about him. I always say like I was born at the end of WCW, but I was always curious about it. Scott Hall was like the top 3 people where I was very curious about WCW.
Mm-hmm. You heard a lot of stories, so you had to do the research for yourself. And as for me, I don't know about you, Enigma. I would like to see from now on, whenever it's like WrestleMania season or SummerSlam season, a ladder match for the Intercontinental Championship in honor of Scott Hall or Razor Ramon.
Yeah, like a match now, named after it needs to be a tradition. A WrestleMania tradition.
In his honor. In his honor, yeah. Some sort of championship match in his honor. In the ladder match. Some kind of ladder match that's in his honor that has some sort of prestige to it. Like the Intercontinental champion.
Just to commemorate Scott Hall.
Yeah, exactly.
But
I feel like that would do good justice for him,
It really will. Now we listed all 5 matches, right?
Yes.
All right. So last thing, this isn't a match, but it's a moment in history that will live on forever. I don't normally like saying this or like poke fun at it or anything, but the formation of the before I even say it, this group is so legendary, so amazing, that I genuinely, wholeheartedly believe there would be no Bullet Club without it. The formation of the NWO of Scott Hall, Kevin Nash, and Hollywood Hulk Hogan.
Hogan, the greatest heel turn in wrestling history, the
The
biggest for
great.
sure. The biggest for sure. I don't think there's any iconic heel turn as big as that one.
Dude, Hulk Hogan, the legend, turns heel. Ain't
The
nothing
death
bigger.
of the yellow and of the death of the yellow and red.
Freaking
Turn it into Hollywood
Hulkamania.
Hogan.
Exactly. Like everything's turned to Hollywood.
Oh man. And think about it like this, Enigma. And for those of you who don't know, Scott Hall took a chance on himself. And took a chance with Kevin Nash going from WWF to WCW. That's what they would call the outsiders.
Remember the curtain call,
Took a
guys. The
chance.
legendary kayfabe break.
Exactly. Took a chance. Did not care what anybody thought. Went to WCW. Made a name as the outsiders, right?
Yep.
And then all of a sudden, you see at the time Hulk Hogan joined WCW and come in, and you're like, what? Like Hulk Hogan, like the red and black. I mean, the red and yellow Hulk Hogan, right?
Yeah.
And just to see him turn heel that night was just so unforgettable. And I think it really has had an impact on wrestling. And I think it will be something that we'll never see ever again.
Oh,
Be as
hell
big
yeah.
as that moment.
Again, I don't normally like saying that. I don't like saying they're a copy and paste, but without the NWO, there would be no foot for life. It's not the for life in Bullet Club, it's for life. And it's not sweet, it's too sweet. Just all of that. NWO for life. Thank you so much.
Who's that?
Thank you
Japanese?
so much. Peru. Oh, hey man, you made it. That's cool. Thanks. That was one of my friends from Instagram. But
welcome to
hey
the
man,
stream,
we're just talking about the legacy of Scott Hall, how he will be missed, the trailblazer, the bad guy, the legend, the ladder match icon. There's
one of the
so
trailblazers in wrestling, man.
Oh my
guys,
god!
Honestly, when I say this, I truly mean it, guys. There will never be another Razer Ramon Scott Hall. Seriously. In this business, you don't have characters like that nowadays.
There may be a bad boy in Joey Janela. There may be the guy in Roman Reigns. There may be all these things, but there will never be a bad guy.
Another bad guy, yeah, definitely.
To quote Scott Hall before we close this out, and honestly, this is one of the greatest quotes I've heard. Hard work pays off. Dreams come true. Bad times don't last, but bad guys do.
Oh man, it's just amazing, bro.
To hear that at his Hall of Fame induction was amazing.
It doesn't get any bigger or better than that guy. And the Japanese said,
Such a cool
guy. Met him a few years back. That's dope.
Dude, I remember one time he was in New York at work. But it must have been great for the people. One of my favorite quotes, dude. That's one of the quotes that I like enjoy from him whole.
Yeah, definitely.
Your best speeches are at the Hall of Fame.
Definitely. But once again, is that all you gotta say?
Yeah, honestly, Peru, thank you for showing up. Again, hope you feel better. Again, more out to Bunny Malum yesterday's video. That was really fun. And finally, rest in peace, Scott Hall, man. You'll forever be missed.
Yeah. Talk for Glory truly wants to send condolences to the family and those who knew him.
Especially Kevin Nash.
All the fans of Scott Hall. Yeah, and Kevin Nash, all the fans who knew Scott Hall. You know, this is a week we all celebrate the life and the legendary career of Razer Ramon Scott Hall, guys. I just want those of you who know and those of you who are fans of him, I want you guys to know that he will live on forever. He's gone, but he's definitely not forgotten. At least in my eyes.
Never will be forgotten.
Definitely. So Talk of Glory wants to honor him with this video. Once again, our top 5 matches, not in order, but matches that mean something to us.
So again,
but yeah, if you guys haven't already,
there you can say it.
If you guys haven't already, drop a like, drop a sub. Enigma, you want to give our social media?
Socials one more time. Gotcha. You can follow us on our Twitters at YoungSmoothTFG, Enigma _V4 _ Enigma period V4. You can join our Discords. You can follow me on my TikToks. And again, thank you so much for joining us here on Talk of Glory, episode 109.
9.
I don't know.
Yeah,
episode 100, episode 109. Rest in peace, Scott Hall.
Good night, everybody.